Hello there, thanks a lot for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and as you can see, it's a twofer today. Man, two of the most respected and successful and smooth R&B singers to ever grace a concert stage. Take a look at this, Sam Cooke and Bobby Bland. Wow, January 1964 in the San Francisco Bay Area, in a true co-headlining situation. Wow, just check this baby out. Now, since it's probably a bit distracting, I'll go ahead and tell you right up top that Bobby Bland signed this poster decades later in a marker, so that's the writing that you do see on there. So, Richmond, California was in the so-called East Bay area of the San Fran Bay Area, just East Bay, northeast of the city of San Francisco, and this poster was printed in Oakland, which is directly east of the city of San Francisco, and of course both across the water. It was printed by Tilghman Press, and if you watch my video blogs, I've probably done over 100 now Tilghman posters. They just really dominated the Bay Area up through the Pacific Northwest to Seattle and even Vancouver, BC in the 50s and 60s. Tilghman cardboard boxing style concert posters just like this. Special treat today because this thing is not the standard 14 by 22 inch size. It is oversized at 16 by 24 inches. Boy, that's extra nice real estate, and printed as usual on cardboard. Now, was this a tour blank? It certainly resembles one, you know, with that white box up top, but that was very efficient to use for traveling tours. You just punch it in city to city. But when you only have one date, you might as well do it the same way, right? They're just following a template and a boilerplate, so I do not know if this was a tour blank, if this was an ongoing tour between these two R&B monsters, or just a one-off show, and you know, Tilghman just printed it the way they would any kind of tour blank. It would really help if, obviously, if this was discovered from another city or venue, another date, let's say, but one is not turned up, so do not know if it was a tour blank or not. But I do have something really unusual to show you. I don't have it from another city, but how about this exact same poster in another color? Well, that's right. Here's the exact same poster, exact same date, exact same everything, except it's green. Wow. Tilghman changed the background color. That's pretty amazing. So I'm thinking there's two possibilities here. Most likely it was the exact same run, and perhaps they ran out of yellow or just changed the background color, or possibly the two different colors were printed days, or I suppose even weeks apart. You know, when you think about it, one of the things I love about this hobby and shooting these blogs is the detective work that goes into them. So how could I find that out for my video blog exactly about that color change? Well, what's funny is if you think about it, when this poster was printed, there were probably like two people on Earth who knew why, and you know, when the two versions were printed, you know, a couple of Tilghman employees and maybe Bland's manager. So back then it would have been hard to find the answers. So forget about it over half a century later. That's pretty funny. And by the way, this poster almost certainly was printed in December of 1963, if not November of 63, and not so close to the date, probably not the first few days of January. That would just be cutting it too close. So, but you know, with no real players in the hobby, what we do is bring informed speculation to the game, and that's what, you know, we go with. We go with informed, educated opinions. How's that? Now, speaking of the colors, here's a subtle one that I'll bet you did not notice yet on this. Everything printed over the white cardboard and the yellow background, well, it's done in the so-called split fountain technique, which Tilghman really liked to do. And so what you've got is three different ink colors used from top to bottom. You've got dark blue up there on the venue box, and that morphs or blends into the red in the middle of the poster, and that transitions into black ink for the bottom 1/3 of the poster. And for example, that segue is really most evident there in Sam Cooke's hair. Notice how, you know, it's still in the red ink, the top of his head, before it segues into the black for the rest of the poster. And by the way, the same split fountain transitions are on the green poster that I've already shown you. So from the top there with the venue box, as you can see, Richmond Civic Auditorium, now by the way, Richmond Memorial Auditorium, Saturday night, January 11th at 8:30 p.m. And then in the lower right area, it's kind of funny, below the date, it does say Richmond, California. Well, you know, that's, especially the word California, talk about 100% superfluous. This wasn't distributed up in Reno and stuff. I mean, this is all local postings. I mean, they might have well have put, I pointed this out in a blog before, why not put United States, North America, and planet Earth? I mean, that's about how much value California had. And even the word Richmond is redundant, right? Because there it is as part of the venue name up there in the upper left. So, but that's okay. I think it was just standard for Tilghman to do that boilerplate technique. And so sometimes in some shows it probably made sense, especially in border cities. I don't know. So then we've got the, if it is a tour blank, the permanent or certainly the color portion there, in show and concert, Sam Cooke and Bobby Bland and his orchestra. Interesting, no blue given between his two names. That's sort of an on-again, off-again feature of Bobby's vintage concert posters. And also, with the orchestra listed under just Bland's name, you know, you don't know if Bland's orchestra backed up the whole show, or possibly Sam Cooke's management, booking agent or whatever, did not want, you know, they just wanted two words for their artist, Sam Cooke. I mean, you never saw Elvis Presley and his orchestra or anything, right? Just Elvis Presley. So, I don't know. You know, I don't know if there were two backing bands, which were called orchestras then, or just Bland's. Now, we might have one clue in the two opening acts there. You've got, as you can see under the pictures, it does say Al Braggs and Eloise Hester, and they were definitely part of Bland's traveling review. And I would also guess that Mr. Cooke actually closed the show, and that's certainly at least based on chart performance. Take the previous 2 years, if you will. Again, this was printed at the end of '63. So in the years of '62 and '63, Bobby Bland had two, let's say top 5 R&B hits. He had 2, and Sam Cooke had 8. So that's quite a difference there. So, you know, and Sam's on the left there, so I'm imagining, I think he was the bigger star and bigger crossover star. But then again, if you talk about number ones on the R&B charts, for their careers up to this moment, both singers had exactly 3 number 1 R&B records. And then the fine print out at the bottom, it does say admission $3, $3.50, and $4, with several ticket locations given. Boy, I'll tell you, talk about a show you'd love to go back in time and see. I mean, you want to see either one of these guys, and to see them together like this, gotta wonder if they did a duet or something. I don't know, but just a wonderful R&B show. My gosh, to go back in time, this would be so great to see. But what we have now, decades later, is the poster, the window card, which is fun for framing and collecting. Hope you enjoyed seeing it today. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and we'll see you again for something soon. I look forward to it. Okay, bye-bye.